good morning, and welcome to my show. I'm your host, Danny Graham, and I both invite and encourage you to walk with me on the road to wisdom. Come on, y'all. Let's walk. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Monday morning. It is January the 22nd, 2024. And brother, it has been cold this weekend. I mean, cold cold. It's probably cold this morning. I hadn't got out here yet because I'm about to get ready to work, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be cold. I think in the teens. I know we had a pool in our yard, and my grandson said the top of the water was ice. It's freezing, and my wife was saying that she pushed some water out the dog bucket we have outside, and it froze as soon as she threw it on the ground. So it has been cold, cold, cold. And as y'all know, I don't do very well with cold. But anyway, that's here nor there. Welcome to my show, The Road to Wisdom, and we're in for another video, and I hope this one will resonate with you because it's been resonating with me. I've been thinking about this all weekend since my last show I did on Friday. And the last show on Friday is why does the world seem to hate God? And I tell you, it's just crazy and confusing to me. Today's topic we're talking about is don't be fooled. The enemy is real. Don't be fooled. The enemy is real. And to just give a quick definition of the devil, the enemy, the devil is the personification of evil. As it is conceived in various cultures and religious traditions, it is seen as the objectification of a hostile and destructive force. Let me see that one more time. A devil is the personification, or the devil is the personification of evil and is conceived in various cultures and religious traditions. It is seen as an objectification of a hostile and destructive force. To go a little bit further, in modern biblical translation, the devil is the adversary of God and God's people. It is commonly thought that the devil first showed up in the Bible in the book of Genesis as the serpent who convinced Eve, who then convinced Adam to eat the forbidden fruit from the tree of knowledge in the Garden of Eden. Now, we live in a world today that it seems like anything goes. It doesn't matter if you want to do it, if you want to say it, if you want to try it, if you want to dabble in it, anything goes. And if anybody says something to you that has any kind of remote moral fiber in their body, they're trying to cancel you, or they're trying to silence you, or they're trying to shut you up. Like I said in my last video on Friday, there is a clear video of the quarterback for the C.J. Stroud. He's the quarterback for the Houston Texans. And he says in this interview, if you go back and watch my video Friday, where they ask him about his very impressive game he did, the first thing that came out of his mouth is, I want to first of all thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, blah, 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 blah. Now, NBC, for whatever reason, I guess they wasn't feeling that, or they wasn't trying to hear that, because when they re-aired it, they cut that out. And when the lady asked him about his performance in the game, it cut to some other part. It cut that completely out. He said, well, then went to something else. Go back to Friday's show and you'll see that. And I'm telling you, it's for whatever reason, they're trying to cut out religion and cut out God in all shape, forms, of fashion. And it's like the devil is running rampant, or evil is running rampant. Things we saw in the Bible that God did not particularly care for. The town of Sodom and Gomorrah. Things and different beliefs and different actions and different things that we're engaging in. God did not approve of that at all. And God destroyed that particular city, those cities, Sodom and Gomorrah, sister cities. And in my opinion, I've said this once, I've said it twice, I've said it 3 times, I'm going to continue to say it. We are living in the same kind of environment, in my opinion. I call this Sodom and Gomorrah 2.0. The earth now as a whole, especially the United States, and we just gone completely wild. Anything goes, anything you want to say, anything you want to do, any kind of working on a correct moral road. It seems like the moral compass of a lot of people is not true north. It's true south, it's true east, it's true west, but it sure ain't true north, and that's very concerning. And I definitely think that the enemy has really fooled us that he doesn't exist. I don't exist. I'm just gonna work behind the shadows. I'm just going to send my minions out to do this. I'm just going to whisper in your ear, and you think it's your conscience, or you think it's whatever it is, but actually it's the enemy. He's whispering, and if you're not grounded in God's word, you're not grounded in the Bible, you're not grounded in a righteous moral attitude or environment, you can get swayed by that. The human flesh is weak, and you have to pray, and you have to instill different disciplines to try and stay on the straight and narrow. Sometimes it can be hard. It can be very hard, but you have to have a conscious and sincere repentance in order to get back on the right track. If you don't do that, it's going to be easier and easier and easier to keep straying and keep straying. And there's a movie I love it. It's called what is Al Pacino stars in it, and he says his speech for this I think it's God, I hate when I can't think of the movies. But anyway, he is defending this guy played by Chris O'Donnell, and the guy is trying to he's not going to snitch on some Sin of a Woman. That's what it's called, Sin of a Woman. That movie. And there's a famous scene, and in that scene, Al Pacino is defending this young guy who he's befriended because he can't see any longer. He lost his eyesight in the war or while he was in the military. And he says that the guy is doing the right thing. He said, because when you're going down the path, and there's a path that leads to the right and there's a path that leads to the wrong. He oftentimes himself took the wrong path because doing the right thing was so hard. In the world we live in today now, sometimes doing the right thing to some people is so hard because it's easy to do something for self-gratification. It's easy to do something that's like, nobody will know. Well, guess what? They may not know today. They may not know tomorrow, but eventually, if it's something, it's going to come out in some way, shape, form, or fashion. So be careful what you do now. Think twice about it. It's easy to do. Well, I don't say it, but it's hard sometimes to do the right thing when you don't have a strong moral background or a strong moral compass. If your compass and your background and your foundation is morally sound, then it's not that hard. But you have to get there. You have to practice. You have to keep praying. You have to keep doing the right thing. You have to surround yourself with the right people in order to become morally strong and have a strong foundation. If you don't, then guess what? You're more apt to do the wrong thing or the unrighteous thing or go for whatever your heart's desires, whatever the physical body wants, or your desires and sins and stuff is more easily just to go ahead and do it and don't worry about it. But one day, if God really touches your life and you really are sick and tired of being sick and tired of doing crazy stuff and sinful stuff, then you're going to change. And that's why I believe in the Bible. That's why I believe in God. And some people say, well, why do you believe in God? Why do you believe in the Bible? I'm going to tell you this. There is a pastor. His name is Vadi Bakum. I started watching him. And he says to me the most intelligent thing I've ever heard about why a Christian, if asked why they believe in the Bible. And I'm going to make sure I say this each and every broadcast I do. Each and every video I do now in the future, I'm going to say this either at the beginning, in the middle, or at the end of the show. And his response to if someone asks you as a Christian why you believe in the Bible, this is what you should tell them. He said, you should choose. He said, I choose to believe the Bible because it is a reliable collection of historical documents written down by eyewitnesses during the lifetime of other eyewitnesses. They report to us about supernatural events that took place in fulfillment of specific prophecies and claim that those writings were divine rather than human in origin. Let me say that one more time. This is from Pastor Vadi Bakum. He said, if you're asked why you believe in the Bible, your response to whoever asks you that, usually a non-believer, should be this. You tell the individual, I choose to believe the Bible because it is a reliable collection of historical documents written down by eyewitnesses during the lifetime of other eyewitnesses. They report to us supernatural events that took place in fulfillment of specific prophecies and claim that their writings were divine rather than human in origin. You'd be like, well, what is that? Well, let me give you this example. Right now, today, 2024, if there is a crime committed, one of the first things we do as law enforcement is try and get an eyewitness. Once you get the eyewitness, we then ask the eyewitness to write a statement down. We check, double check, corroborate the story, make sure that what they're saying is true, make sure that they have any kind of invested interest in it. And if the eyewitness statement pans out, then we take that to court. And a lot of times, the eyewitness statement or the eyewitness testimony definitely sways the case and is believable. If we don't have it, then guess what? A lot of times we won't win the case. But eyewitness testimony, right now to this day, is something that is used to prosecute a lot of cases. More eyewitnesses, the more believable the story is. So the Bible has a bunch of eyewitnesses, people that saw this, people that saw the Red Sea parted, people that saw the ark being built. And one reason why I believe in the Bible is because things are written in the Bible. Right now, if you go to Kentucky, we plan on going to Kentucky, me and my wife with some friends, and there is a recreation of the ark. That's written in the Bible. It tells you the dimensions, what it was used, kind of what it was used, all that kind of stuff in the Bible. And they were able to recreate that, the ark, somewhere in a town in Kentucky. I can't think of the name of it. But I asked the people yesterday in church, I'm like, have you ever been to the Ark in Kentucky? And there was a couple of gentlemen that were standing there, and they said, yes. They said, it is fantastic, Danny. That it takes you probably 2 days to go through that whole thing. And it's all kind of readings, all kind of stuff, and all kind of different animals there. And so that's one piece of evidence that we see and read about in the Bible that we can now see today in 2024 and see that, in fact, that is historical. History can trace back to that. There are a lot of places in history, Mount Sinai, that you can go and see too. I asked my pastor yesterday about where exactly is Sodom and Gomorrah. It's somewhere, he said, and he sent me 3 articles about it, that is somewhere under the Dead Sea or somewhere near the Dead Sea in Jordan. So there are historical facts that you go back in history that you can document some of these things that we see in the Bible. And that's why I believe definitely in the Bible. Now, as it comes to Satan, in the Bible it says that Jesus was in the wilderness for 40 days. The Spirit led him into the wilderness for 40 days. He fasted. After those 40 days, he was tired, he was hungry. And guess who tried to tempt him? Good old Satan, the enemy. First time he tried to tempt him, he said, turn these stones into bread if you're hungry. And God's response to him was this. It is written, man should not live on bread alone, but every word that proceeds from the mouth of God. This comes from Matthew, the 4th chapter, through 11th verse. Then Satan said, bow down to him. And then God said, if you're the Son of God, no. The devil then took him up to the holy city and set him on the pinnacle of the temple. And he said to him, if you are the Son of God, throw yourself down, for it is written, he shall give the angels charge over you. And in their hands they shall bear you up and let you dash your foot against a stone. Jesus said to him, it is written again, that you shall not tempt the Lord your God. Then the devil tried to make him bow down to him. And the devil said, took Jesus to an exceedingly high mountain and showed him all the kingdoms of the world and their glory. He said to him, all these things I will give to you if you fall down and worship me. And Jesus said unto him, away with you, Satan, for it is written, you shall worship the Lord your God, and him only you shall serve. So my question is if the enemy that right now a lot of people think don't exist, back then tempted God, who is the perfect being, never sinned, never did anything wrong, died for our sins. If he had enough gumption to tempt the God, why don't you think he won't tempt you now? Because he's subtle, very subtle, a whisper, a look, a lustful look, a glance, a second look, selfishness, anything that greed, envy, all that kind of stuff, those are the devil's tools. And a lot of people think that they do it on their own, critical thinking. Yeah, you may think that on your own, but guess who fans that fire? Guess who tells you it's okay? Go ahead and do it. It's okay. It's all right. That little voice you hear, that's the enemy. And he's trying to push you to his side. He's trying to increase his numbers. And a lot of us are going to fall out. A lot of people are going to fall for that trick. And then guess what's going to happen? The rapture is going to happen. End of days is going to happen. And you're not going to be on the right side of that line. You're going to be on the other side of the line saying, oh, no. What have I done? What have I done? Now, I was in high school when I first saw this movie. Excuse me. And it's called Crossroads. And basically, it's a story about a man that sold his soul to learn how to play a harmonica. Excuse me, my voice is losing my voice. I think his name was Willie Brown. I'm just going to show you a brief clip of the conversation between Willie Brown and the devil, and where Willie's trying to break the contract that he signed with the devil. He's now at the end of his life. You know he's about to die. He's not getting any kind of peace, and he's trying to get peace. So I want you to see this, because I do believe this is happening today. I do believe people can sell their soul, but I want you to see this. Let me pull it up. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum.
Yes, it has.
Wait, what's going on here?
Yes, sir, been a long time. You were about 17 last time we saw each other. One night on this old crossroads, wasn't it? What can I do for you, Willie Brown?
I come to see you, tell you the deal's off.
Oh, no. According to this here piece of paper, the deal's still on.
You can tear that up and give me some peace.
Why on earth would I want to do that?
Now, you sloughed up on your end of things. I didn't end up where I wanted. I didn't end up with nothing. Didn't get nothing.
You got what you were supposed to get, Blues Man. Ain't nothing ever as good as we want it to be. But that ain't no reason to break a deal. Of course, you had something to offer me.
I got a couple of $100.
Ain't interested in your money, you know that. How about cutting heads?
Oh, I get it. You want some kind of contest, huh?
You're a real smart boy, ain't you? Well, smart boy, I got a big white fella from Memphis made a deal with me a few years back. Real good guitar player, name is Jack Butler. Cuts heads every Saturday night, yes, sir. He discourages a lot of up-and-coming boys.
Yeah, but Willie doesn't even play guitar.
Oh, yeah, forgot that. Ain't that too bad? Guess there ain't much hope at all for Willie Brown.
As you see, the devil already signed. Well, Willie Brown sold his soul to the devil when he was 17 years old. Now he's about to die, and of course, he has Willie Brown, and now he's trying to bargain Willie Brown's soul by trying to get Ralph Macchio's soul. I think his name is Daniel, and if I'm not mistaken. And then Daniel, of course, plays guitar, and then the devil is offering him, okay, if you stand in for Willie and you win, you beat my champion, then I'll tear up Willie's contract and I won't get your soul. Well, Ralph is a non-believer. He doesn't believe in the devil. He don't believe in any of that stuff. If you watch the rest of the movie, you don't believe in that. And the only way he starts believing in that is when the devil teleports him to hell or to the place where they're going to challenge the guitar player. And then that's when he sees, I stepped into it. And that's what a lot of people are seeing. Oh, don't think that the enemy is real until the stuff hits the fan. And that's when he's going to realize that he is real. He is fighting for his soul. If you watch the movie, then he, of course, beats the devil's champion, and he frees Willie, and he tears up the contract that Willie Brown signed with the devil. But watching that movie, it shows you, well, a lot of people now, they hear all this stuff, and they think, yeah, that's heaven and hell, but they don't believe until they're actually in that situation and the realization hits them. Then they be like, oh no. If you watch the rest of that movie, when he gets there, when the devil transports them to hell, to the place where he's going to battle the other guitar player, Jack Butler, then he realizing where he's at and what he's got to do. And luckily, he is a skillful guitar player, and he beats the devil's champion. But just want to say, a lot of people don't think that the enemy exists. He didn't think the enemy exists until he saw that. So just food for thought. Now, something else that really, I just read about this a couple days ago. There is a show, a cartoon now, and this is where it was really, in my opinion, which is really just underhanded. They're going at the kids now. They're trying to attack the kids at a spiritual level. And now there's this cartoon. It's called Has Been Hotel. Has Been Hotel. It's on Amazon Prime Video. I think it premiered the 19th. And it's about, the premise of it is that it revolves around a little girl named Charlie Morningstar, and she is the devil's child. The devil had a child with the first woman who they say is Lilith. They have a child. And now the princess of hell, she's trying to find a way that the demons of hell can be rehabilitated and make it to heaven. That's the premise of the story. But when the intro comes on, I'm going to show you the intro. I'm going to show you how they painting the devil in such a favorable light and painting God and heaven and good things that we know and believe in an unfavorable light. This is crazy. When I first saw it, I saw it on X yesterday, a clip of it, and I had to look for it for myself. But this is called Has Been Hotel. This is a cartoon now, a cartoon that kids can watch. It's on Prime, streaming Prime, Amazon Prime, and here is how it looks. Dun, 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 dun. When I heard this, I was like, this got to be some kind of craziness. But another tool that they're trying to paint the devil in a favorable light. I don't know what is going on. It is crazy. I was going to watch this so I could actually talk on it and speak on it. I don't think I'm going to watch it after that first thing. But I just wanted to show y'all the intro and what's being put out there. So you just make sure that your kids are not watching this kind of stuff, because this is very crazy. It's trying to paint something evil into this. And the Bible says that in the end days, what's going to sound like a lie is going to be the truth. What sounds truthful is going to be a lie. So don't fall into this category. Don't fall into this mindset that the enemy is not real, that there's no heaven, there's no hell. There is. And you need to make sure that you insulate yourself from all this evil and craziness stuff, and make sure that you have a strong connection with God and a strong connection with the Bible and a strong connection in your faith, because I really think that the time of the last days and the time of the rapture and the time of this craziness that we're seeing is coming to pass sooner than later. So make sure that you are in a relationship with God. Make sure you're in the correct relationship with God, and that you get your soul straight and stress to your family. Stress to your family, man, to make sure that you have a strong moral foundation, a strong religious foundation, a strong connection with God, because there's a lot of trickery. There's a lot of hoodwinking, a lot of confusion, a lot of sleight of hand, and things people just thinking that they can do whatever they want, say whatever they want. There's not going to be any consequences. There are going to be consequences. Maybe not now, and maybe not later, but it's going to be one day. It's going to be some consequences. One day, you're going to have to answer for whatever sins was in your cup. So just make sure you try to get as right as possible. Just make sure you try to get it right as possible. And I know what some people are saying, but Danny, I just don't believe in God. There is no heaven, there's no hell. And let's just say, for instance, there is no heaven, no hell. Then what I'm saying is not going to hurt anybody. Because if what you're saying is true, then once we die, that's going to be it. But let's just say, for instance, my belief is right. There is a heaven, there is a hell. There is no rapture. There is an opportunity for you to have your book in the name of life. What's it going to hurt you if you believe in something? Because if it's not, then if there isn't a God, there isn't a Bible, there isn't a heaven or a hell, then we all going to die anyhow. But if there is, aren't you going to feel foolish when that day happens, when that time comes, and your name is not in the book of life, when the rapture happens and you're still here on earth? Aren't you going to be like, God, why didn't I? Or it's too late, or please help. I don't know. Maybe there'll be opportunity for you still to have salvation, still have God's grace. I don't know. I can't answer that. I haven't read enough in the Bible to intelligently to tell you that with certainty. But why take a chance? I'm not taking a chance. So just my 2 cents on that. There's another movie too. It's called, I can't think of the name of the movie, but Al Pacino is the devil in it, and I think it's called The Devil's Advocate. It stars him and Keanu Reeves, and at the end, Keanu Reeves is a lawyer that's never lost, and um, when his mother was a young lady, she encountered the devil, and the devil had sex with her, and the child is Keanu Reeves. He's the devil's half son. He doesn't know that until the end of the movie. And then there's another female involved in the movie. I think that Keanu Reeves has that kind of lustful feelings for, and his half sister. He doesn't know that, but the devil is going to reveal this to him in the scene I'm about to show you. I'm going to show you how when Al Pacino plays the devil and the things that he says is happening to people right now that doesn't have strong faith. And what he says is scary. It's bone chilling to me because it's just the subtle things that the enemy is saying to people, and people are falling for it. Watch how he describes and watch how he talks about God in this movie.
Vanity is definitely my favorite sin. Kevin, it's so basic. Self-love, the all-natural opiate. You know, it's not that you didn't care for Mary Ann, Kevin. It's just that you were a little bit more involved with someone else. Yourself.
You're right. I did it all. I let her go.
Oh, don't be too hard on yourself, Kevin. You wanted something more, believe me.
I left her behind and just kept going.
You cannot keep punishing yourself, Kevin. It's awesome how far you've come. I didn't make it easy. Couldn't. Not for you.
See what he says? He couldn't make it easy. He's going to give you a little bit so you can get a little bit of rope. Devil gives you a little bit of rope. And then once you get enough rope, he's going to hang you with it. Just keep listening to what he says.
Or your sister. Well, half-sister to be exact.
Surprise.
Some scene. Huh, Kevin?
Don't let him scare you, right?
Kevin, I've had so many children. I've had so many disappointments. Mistake after mistake. And then there's you. The two of you.
What do you want from me?
I want you to be yourself. You know, I'll tell you, boy, guilt is like a bag of fucking bricks. All you gotta do, set it down.
Hey, I know what you've gone through. I've been there. Just come here. Come here. Yeah, let it go.
I can't.
See, that guilt he's feeling, that's him trying to do the right thing. That's him fighting his conscience. But he's feeling guilty because he know what he's doing is wrong. And you see the devil here says, just put that bag of bricks down. That guilt's like a bag of bricks. Doing the right thing is heavy. Doing the right thing is hard. And the reason why it's hard in this particular movie is because he doesn't have a strong moral foundation. At the end, he's going to finally get it. But right now, when he was doing what he was doing, he was playing right into the devil's hand. It was easy for him to do that. Like he said, pride. Pride is one of the main tools that devil uses, boy, and it got him in this movie.
Can't do that.
Who are you carrying all those bricks for, anyway? God? Is that it? God? Well, I tell you, let me give you a little inside information about God. God likes to watch. He's a prankster. Think about it. He gives man instincts. He gives you this extraordinary gift and then
He gives man free will. That's what God does. He gives you free will to make the choice. But guess what? The devil's main objective is to pervert that, to let you act on what your instincts are. But your instincts, once you get grounded in God, once you get grounded in the Bible, once you get a strong relationship with God, We give you the ability to resist those instincts the devil is talking about now. He's going to go in a little bit further.
And what does he do? I swear, for his own amusement, his own private cosmic gag reel, he sets the rules in opposition. It's the goof of all time. Look, but don't touch. Touch, but don't taste. Taste, don't swallow. And while you're jumping from one foot to the next, what is he doing? He's laughing his sick fucking ass off. He's a tight ass. He's a sadist. He's an absentee landlord. Worship that never.
Better.
Hear that? Worship that never.
Lord, worship that never.
Better to reign in hell than serve in heaven. Is that it?
Why not?
Why not? Why not? Better to reign in hell than to serve in heaven. Why not?
In hell than serve in heaven. Is that it?
Why not? I'm here on the ground with my nose in it since the whole thing began. My nose in it since the whole thing began. Here on the ground with my nose in it since the whole thing began.
Since the whole thing began, since Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, he's been down here on earth in his nose in it since it all began, trying to corrupt souls, trying to get more souls in hell. And some of us who don't believe he exists is going to fall right to that same pit.
I've nurtured every sensation man has been inspired to have. I cared about what he wanted, and I never judged him. Why? Because I never rejected him. In spite of all his imperfections, I'm a fan of man. I'm a humanist. Maybe the last humanist. Who, in their right mind, Kevin, could possibly deny the 20th century was entirely mine? All of it, Kevin!
The 20th century, what we're currently living in, 20th century, I done lived in, the modern day Sodom and Gomorrah, and he's claiming credit for it. He's claiming credit for it. Words are true.
All of it. Mine. I'm peeking, Kevin.
You hear that? He's peeking. He's peeking. He ain't lying.
I'm peeking, Kevin. It's my time now.
It's my time now. Boy, it looks like it. If you look at all the things that are going on in earth now, all the things going on today, all this evil and corruptness, it's my time now.
It's my time now. It's our time.
Anybody want a drink? I'm having a drink.
Tell you, be careful. Be careful not be one of these people that don't think that the enemy exists, because he does. Just my 2 cents on that. And, well, I hope this show definitely resonates with you, because I hope it gives you something to think about. Because after I played all these movies and clips I watched back before I became saved, it makes like it came right back to me. And now I use them to prove the points. That the enemy definitely exists. I got this shirt. I saw it. The devil saw me with my head down and thought he had won until I said amen. That's what you got to do. You got to pray each and every day. Pray for strength. Pray for guidance. Pray for wisdom. Pray for understanding. Pray that you have a bridled tongue. Pray that you are slow to anger, because these are things that can lead you to the devil if you don't pray for him and ask for strength to be able to resist all the stuff that's going on. I hope if this is your first time ever seeing me on this channel, please subscribe, because I want you to subscribe to my channel. I want you to also hit that notification bell, because every time I upload something, I don't want you to miss it. Also, give me a thumbs up, hit that like button, because that helps with the YouTube algorithm. Also, I want you to leave a comment, because any comment that you leave, I will definitely read it and definitely get back to you, because I definitely want to hear what you got to say, because it's very important to me. And also, I want you to watch all my videos from start to finish. Watch all my videos. And definitely, I'll be back Wednesday morning, but I want to leave you with this one last clip, and I hope that it will definitely nail the coffin shut. I hope it will definitely hit the home run to you that the enemy definitely is alive and well. Don't let them fool you. Bum, 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 bum.